Conversations with my ex. Yes, it had to end. Dated for 5 years. Now we really good friends. Conversations with my ex. Talking love and life. The dating ins and outs. Sharing some dope advice. We gon' keep it honest. Never hold back with my comments. I done learned a thing or two. So we gotta talk about it. You'll be laughing and vibing. Come through and connect. Never know what to expect. Conversations with my ex. Hey.
All right, welcome back to Conversations with My Ex. Today is a special episode, a birthday episode to say the least. I am really big on birthdays, and I feel like Jared was very shocked when we celebrated his first birthday together. His first birthday, he turned 1.
I know, imagine that.
His first birthday dating me. I just made it such a big deal that I feel like you were just like, girl, chill. It's just a birthday.
Yeah, I don't know. It was funny when I first started dating you, and for you, it's always been birthday month, birthday week. It's always been like as soon as the month of June hits, it's Ayesha time. We're doing everything that I want to do to celebrate.
And it's not
my
even
birthday.
just that, but that birthday month I share with basically my brother, who's the last week of May. Then it's my sister. Then it's me. And then it was Brooke. Is Brooke?
Yeah, was
set.
Oh, so, she's in June as well?
She has Miriam's birthday.
Oh, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's wild. I've never really celebrated my birthday. Well, I shouldn't say I haven't celebrated my birthday. What I mean by that is they've never been this big deal thing. Yeah. For me, I'm so simple that I'm okay with just on my birthday. I look forward to just getting the texts from people.
And gifts.
No, actually, I don't. As I get older, I don't care about gifts. When I was younger, hell yeah, it was all about the gifts. It was.
Your family is kind of over the top with gift giving. Let me say that. It's not a bad thing, but.
Well, not so much anymore in terms of gifts. Well, I guess money would be considered a gift.
You get a lot of money on your birthday.
Yeah, money. I don't get gifts
Christmas.
anymore.
That's a gift.
No, I know what you're saying, but I'm when you say
like
gift,
physical
I'm thinking,
gifts.
Yeah, I'm thinking about like things that I unwrap. But that's because I don't ask for anything. So if I don't ask for anything, they just give me money or gift cards. But it's usually just money, and that's cool. I'm cool with that. Especially as I get older, money's to me is more important than any kind of item you're going to give me.
It's the best gift the older you get. But this episode we wanted to dedicate to Jared, and he is turning
30. The big 30, the big 3-0.
The big 3-0, which is very exciting because I think that this is going to be a really amazing, transformative chapter in your life. Not that your life hasn't already been like that, but I feel like I feel like you specifically, like things are just going to make sense and happen and work out for you.
Yeah, I think growing up, I think the older you get, it's funny how much different your perspective on age is. When I was younger, I thought 25 was older. I was actually thinking about this morning. I was like, man, when I was 25, I felt like an adult, or I felt like I was older. And now that I'm 30, I look at someone who's 25 as a child. And it's a really weird thing. It's not that they're a child. What I mean is like, watch, when you turn 30, you'll look back on 25 and be like, I didn't know shit.
I turned 27 and like, this is a funny date story, but like I recently went on a date with someone thinking that they were like at least 25, 26. And I asked their age and they were like 23. And I was
that's a
to
child.
To me, like I felt like I was going on a date with like an 18-year-old at that point.
Yeah. But you'll get this, right? When in the next 3 years, you'll look back on 25 and realize how much time goes by in those 5 years and how much you didn't know. And I'm sure once I hit 35, I'm going to feel the same way about 30. Like, oh my God, I was so young. I was so whatever. Not that I'm not, but I think with all the passing years, with more experience, it puts a lot of things into perspective. I used to look at 25 as older, as in, oh, I'm as an adult as I can get. And then at 30, I'm like, no, 25, I was still such a kid.
I know. So much goes on. So I actually found an interesting article online of just like a few questions that like you can ask yourself turning 30. So I'm going to ask a few. Some of them are deep and some of them are and some of them aren't so deep.
You did more research than I did about turning 30. You're already looking up articles of things to ask yourself.
I literally just found something and I liked the questions and I was like, all right, this works out.
Sweet. I can't wait to hear.
So question number 1. What are you most proud of from, this first chapter of your life from age 1 to 30? Like, what has been that one moment that you feel like the most proud of?
Here's
That's
the
a tough
thing.
one. That is a tough one.
Here's the thing. And I don't think that I can put it into one moment. I think overall it's what I've learned from a collective of so many different moments.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had to boil it down to one broad thing, and I can go more into depth on this, it's mindset. It's that whole journey of, and it's still evolving, right? There's still so much to go. But I think the one thing that I'm proud of overall isn't one moment. It's a collection of experiences and moments and perspective. And I think my outlook on life, which is still growing and still evolving, but I'm proud of how much work I put in on myself in terms of mental growth as a human and just the things that I've learned and the way that I approach situations in life. Do I get emotional at times and react? Of course, but knowing who I was before that, and sometimes I sit here and I ponder, if I didn't put all that work in, who would I be? And if I had to say I'm most proud of anything, it would be all the amount of work I put in the forms of, the crazy amount of books that I've read and studied and kind of became obsessed with, self-improvement in that space, because I now feel like I can tackle any problem. Some are going to be obviously bigger than others, and I may not feel that way at first, but I'm proud that I have faith in myself that no matter what life presents me, I'm going to find a way to figure it out. And in the moments, I might not feel that way. I might be like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to figure this out. But
When you look back at it, it's like, wow,
yeah. So,
I did that.
so in terms
That's a
of
great
moment,
answer. That's a really good
no,
answer. I mean,
but
I really don't think if someone were to ask me that question, I don't think I'd be able to also think of like one specific moment.
yeah, there's
But
so many.
I do like that as so. Next question.
Yeah.
Out of all your 30 years of life, what is like one year that was like the most either important or like most unforgettable year, like a specific year that was like, damn, that was one of the best years of my life, or like,
Ooh.
and I know like that's a tough one too, but it can be maybe like one or two if you can think of things, and if you need a moment to
Is
think.
it terrible that I don't? I think I know the answer. I think. I mean, watch, and when we're done recording this, I'm going to find a different answer to this question. But in terms of the year, I don't remember what age I was in. But I would have to go back to, or like probably 2021. And the reason I say that is because obviously you were present for that, but that move from Rhode Island to Connecticut. Now, do I think those were the best moments of my 30 years or the best year? I don't think it was the best year, but I think it
It was an
accomplished so
important
much.
year that you like,
Yeah.
yeah, that did a
Yeah. It
lot for
accomplished so
you.
much in my life that I feel like that helped me, and I needed that going into my 30s. I needed that year of that type of experience.
Mm-hmm.
So would I say it's the best year of my 30 years? Probably not, but was it the most informative in terms of learning about myself? Maybe. Yeah, I would think that it had a huge impact on how I look at things, my perspective on life, and kind of understanding what I'm capable of, and that, hey man, things aren't that big of a deal.
Good.
That would be my
What
answer.
would you tell your 20-year-old self?
Slow down. I think
Slow down, you
slow down.
crazy child. You're
It's a good
so
song.
ambitious for a juvenile.
You are pretty much a juvenile at that point. I would say to my 20-year-old self, just slow down and
Grab the wall. Sorry.
all these soundtracks, all these songs. Oh man. No, I like that. That's cool. No, I would say like relax. Understand that you don't need to have it all figured out. There's no way you're going to have it all figured out. I mean, I look at myself now and I still don't have it all figured out. And I think as we go through life, there's a portion of us that growing up, we've had this model or this blueprint in our head of what we wanted life to look at. And it's funny, I laugh at it now because I didn't even accomplish this, but
You've accomplished quite a bit.
yeah, but not what I always set out to do. And that's okay. And just telling myself, take your time. it's a marathon, not a sprint. There's no rush. Don't compare yourself to others. Everybody's on their own journey. So don't worry about anybody else's journey but your own. Have faith in yourself and, just put your head down and keep moving forward. Just keep making progress and whatever that looks like to you. And understand you've got so much time. Just learn. Just spend the time learning. Because to me, that's what my 20s were, figuring things out. And
That's
I
for a
think,
lot of people, I feel.
yeah. And I mean, I'm sure you could attest to that. I mean, I know you're not 30 yet, but even you at 20, you probably thought way differently of where your life would be
Oh,
now.
I'm a
Doesn't
whole
mean you're
different
disappointed
person.
in it, but
I'm a whole different person.
yeah.
So, what do your 30s look like to you? Like, what do you envision that looking like?
Um, it's funny because I've always been, and you could probably attest to this, I'm such a visionary when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
things. I can envision the most optimistic future you can think of. But I've also pushed the brakes on a lot of things. I think the 30s for me, my vision for it is just taking that last decade of everything that I've learned, all the work I put in on myself, and kind of dabbling in a bunch of things, and just taking the pressure off myself and understanding that I can do anything. And
Limitless.
limitless. And what I mean by that is like, I don't know if I have a specific plan. I think I always wanted things to go a specific way. And I
Mm-hmm.
think for my 30s, I'm relinquishing that. That doesn't mean I don't have goals. That doesn't mean I don't have things that I'm particularly working towards. But I've relinquished the blueprint or the actual vision of it needs to be done this way by this time. I'm open to letting life go where it needs to go. I'm going to pilot it the best that I can, but I know opportunities, especially the best ones, always come out of nowhere. So I'm just going into it being open minded and just saying, hey, keep working on yourself, keep moving forward, and keep doing the best that you can, and everything will figure itself out. That's just how I'm looking at it right now.
It's giving wisdom.
Wisdom or lack thereof.
So now that you are going to be 30,
Yeah.
because when we're 20, we're like, oh, I'm going to get married by 25. I'm get
Yeah.
married by. So realistically, what year do you think that you're going to get married? Obviously, this is just like a ballpark, but like in your head, what age do you see yourself being like, okay, I'm going to get married?
The age that sticks out to me is 35,
Okay.
which is
Like a
weird because
milestone.
I always wanted to, not that I wanted to, I always thought based on like my family members around me that like 30s when you start having kids, but I don't think it is anymore. I mean, if you're
No.
there, if you're in that place, good for you. Obviously,
Yeah, of
there's no
course.
timeline, but I've
Na-
relinquished the fact that I need to be on a timeline.
Yeah, nowadays I feel like people feel pressured because there's so many people that are going that path and doing that at this age, but I feel like I'm at a point where I'm just like I'm on my own timeline
Yeah.
and it's so much more normal nowadays for
Yeah.
people to start settling down like around that age,
Yeah. And for me, I still have a lot I want to do personally. Not that you can't do stuff personally if you have a significant other in your life, but I think I've spent so much time in my life um trying to have that person with me that it almost not took away from me focusing on myself, but I think this is the first time I'm truly, I don't want to say not interested. Obviously, if the right person comes along and the opportunity is there and I'm into someone and I have a
Yeah, you
connection,
can't control that. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not going to control it, but I'm not going out actively seeking it. I'm 100% okay to even spending another year just single, doing my own thing, figuring myself out and doing what I have to do.
Single as a Pringle.
Yeah.
It's giving Pringle birthday.
Pringle birthday. You just said that because it rhymes.
All right. This is kind of a deep one, but it
Okay.
also could be something that you can answer that isn't.
This is good. I haven't really thought about all this stuff. Like I have. The only thing I've been doing lately is saying, all right, as it got closer, I was like, the next couple of months is your last couple of months of your 20s. So my whole
Make
thing
the
was
most of it.
not even that. Set
Prep.
yourself up so that
Prep.
you can hit 30 with like hit the ground running there.
This is
And
like
I
this
feel
is like
good with
you
where I'm at right
this
now.
is like you like finalizing your outline
Yeah, pretty
for your
much.
30s.
I'm making sure that I close the chapter, not just to start a new one, but to make it easier to start a new one. Right.
Yeah.
I want to close it on a high, so I started on a high. Is basically how I'm looking at it.
All right. So if you could say one thing to someone from the past that you
Oh.
didn't say in the moment, what would it be?
That I didn't say in a moment.
It could be to a friend, a family member, me, whoever. Something that in that moment that you wish you would have been like, you know what, I should have said this instead of what I did say. Or I didn't say anything and I should have.
I don't know.
That's a tough one. These are
a real
tough
tough one.
questions. Yeah, these are tough questions.
That's a
I'll
tough
give you that.
question. I'm gonna give you. I don't even want to give you this answer because it's so cliche. Because it's hard for me to pinpoint a moment, and I'll tell you why. Because every moment led me to where I'm at. Now, could making a different decision have led me on maybe
This is
a
a
better
great
path?
way of not answering the question.
Yeah. Well, because I don't have an answer for you.
I know.
That's a tough one to think about on the spot because if
Mhm.
I give an answer, I want to make sure I took time to reflect on the question and really dig into my memory bank here. Because my thought is if something didn't go well, I probably stored it somewhere where I'm not accessing that memory at the moment. But oh God, that's such an interesting question. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ponder on that and I'm gonna come back.
Ponder on it. And I'll give you this question now.
Okay.
So, thinking about, I totally lost track. I had the question and now I forgot. Hold on, let's pause for a second. I literally had the question in my head.
Oh wait, I got an answer to that question kind of.
Oh, okay.
This is way earlier in my 20s. And I'm sure there's tons of moments where I would go back and be like, oh, I wish I would have done this differently or said this differently. But with the passing of my grandfather,
I knew that this was what you were gonna say.
my dad's father, I felt as though he was around every day and he lived next door to me. And I just didn't spend enough. I didn't make the effort to spend enough time. And as I get older, it's
This has bothered you. You've talked about this for many times, saying that it's one of your biggest regrets that you wish that you would have taken more advantage of his presence being so close.
Yeah.
And I think everyone can relate to that when it comes to grandparents, like especially me. I don't really talk. I'm not as close to my grandparents as you because they're both in different countries.
Which makes it tough.
And like there's also a language barrier too. Like, yes, my grandma, my dad's side does speak English. But I just also feel like since I don't speak the language, that there's still like it's not that same connection that they have when they're speaking to like my other cousins who do speak her language. And it's just like, and they've lived over there with her and like they would all live in like the same building. That's how close they are over there. So I always felt kind of like awkward and like don't really know what to talk to her about. So and when I'm with her, it's not like that. Cause when you're like there's, but it's kind of difficult and it's such a big age gap too, that they just think so differently. They have such a different like view on the world.
Can I be honest? When I look back, I think because my grandfather was such that old school hard ass type of guy that even though I could have learned so much from him, it's just whenever you helped him with something, he didn't talk directions to you. He yelled them at you. Like, so you're just like, man, this guy doesn't.
And knowing you'd be like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm just not. I'd rather just not deal with it and not see him.
Quick wave, and I feel terrible about it as I get older. I'm a little bit more mature, obviously. I see things for what they are versus how I felt in the moment. And I mean, I don't beat myself up over that because I mean, that's life, right? Sometimes things like that happen for you to appreciate moments moving forward. And yeah, it's a shitty way to say, wow, my grandfather had to die for me to learn this lesson, but
that's the reality.
That's life.
Yeah.
That's how things work, so it is what it is.
And I actually remembered the question now. So it's two questions in one. What are you most excited about? And then what are you most fearful about, going into your 30s and entering this new chapter of your life?
I'm going to start with the negative because I feel like ending on the positive is better. The most fearful is I started thinking about the fact that 30's here, and I'm very excited about it. And 30's still, obviously, you could attest this. 30's still young as hell, right?
Oh
you still have so much time.
Your life is literally starting.
So much time, but I also have a thought of, man, I'm going to have a blink of an eye, and I'm going to be 50.
I know,
and the fact that I'm closer to 50 than I am to when I was born, that's one of those things where you're like, wow,
holy shit.
make the most of it. So I'm fearful of how quick I feel like my 30s are going to go by. On the contrary, I'm most excited just about, I feel like life begins now because I spent the last decade learning so many things. Am I where I want to be? Absolutely not. But my mindset towards it all, my perspective on life in general has just shifted over the last decade to where I felt like everything had to be go, go, go. There's not enough time to understand. There's plenty of time. Take your time. Nobody gives a shit. And what I mean by that is, like, who cares what people think? Do you? Whatever journey you're on is your journey. It's not theirs. And if they judge it,
Yes.
who cares? They're not actually judging.
And on
So
that subject too, like, something that really kind of like rubs me the wrong way is when people literally live their lives fearful and worried about what other people think, and that holds them back from going out, doing certain things, going to certain places, because they're just so preoccupied about, oh my God, are they gonna, do I look good? And I have a lot of people in my life that I know that are like that. They're fearful of certain things, that they don't want people to see them. They want to be incognito. And it's just like, why? Just live your life, enjoy. Who gives a shit?
yeah. No, I feel that. Have you ever been like that, you think?
Never.
Never. Yeah, you
I
never
have
struck me as that type of
I
person
have
anyways, but
never felt that way. And even when I was like way more heavy set, and and I had more insecurities like within, like I was, deep down, I was always confident that I was just like, yeah, I'm a little heavy, but fuck it, I'm beautiful. Like, I'm going to just, strut my stuff. I'm going to
yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
there, and I'm not going to let it take away from, because what if I was, when I went to college in Ohio for that one semester, that's when I was my heaviest and my biggest. And like sometimes that would kind of like, turn me off to go out, because I would like try on clothes and I was just like, ugh, I don't feel good, I don't look good. And I was very heavy set. I was like 215 pounds at this time, and I'm 5'6". So that's pretty heavy. And I just remember I would look at myself in the mirror and just be like, I'm not going to miss out on a college experience just because I think I look a little fat.
Yeah.
And guys would still hit on me, and I still, you know what I mean? I still did my thing. So I think you just have to, people gain weight, people go through things in life that, your physical looks are going to change. You just got to own it.
What do you think?
I am going to get my lips done though. Speaking of, the only thing that I want to change about my body, and I feel like this also would be a cool episode, is I just want to get my lips done a very, very natural bit, like a very natural bit.
Just get stung by a bee.
And my titties.
Well,
but that's later down the line.
Yeah, it is what it is. But where do you think that came from? Like for you, like that?
My mom.
You think you got it from your mom?
My mom, also my dad too. I feel like my parents are very confident people. They're very smart. I've never seen them be fearful of things like traveling, talking to new people. My mom is a very social person. She's worked for the state of Connecticut, so like she knows so many people in the community that like I just like how she presented herself and how she talked to people and how she was always friendly, and just they were always just like, there's nothing to be scared of. Like, and they both came from a different country, and if they can both come here and start a life starting from nothing and be able to just make it, like, what am I scared of? I've literally been blessed with everything in my life that I need to be successful. It's just a matter of what I want to do with that. But I think I definitely get it from my parents, and that's really a big thing that I give them, is that they instilled a lot of good characteristics that it's just a part of who I am.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a positive. I mean, most people don't have that or that type of role model. A lot of people are very self-conscious, and I think I was for the longest time. I don't know where it came from for me, but I know the only way I solved it was working on myself, because I didn't have, not that my parents aren't great role models, they're great role models, but what I'm saying is I didn't have that idea of they came from two different countries, they figured something out, like if they can do it, why can't I, right, type thing.
And I think a big thing too that affects your confidence is your like middle school and high school experience. Because like I can show like my sister and my college experience, I mean high school and middle school experiences. She was bullied pretty badly. She didn't really have many friends. I never was bullied. I've always had such a close-knit, tight group of friends that I was never lonely, feeling bullied.
Yeah.
If somebody tried to fuck with me, like I was very confident in not fighting back physically, which one time I got jumped. I think a high school experience episode would be a cool episode
Yeah.
as well. But I would just always be able to defend myself and not give a shit and be like, I'm the wrong one to mess with.
Yeah. No, I was
But
never bullied either. That was never a thing. Everyone seemed to always like me, and I
I
always
feel
liked
like
everybody.
both of us, I don't want to sound cocky, but we were both like pretty popular in high school. I feel like the both of us, like you were the coach of not the coach, you were the captain of your hockey team and you were Mr. Popular. You like to talk, you're handsome, you come from a very well-known family in the community who like knows everyone. So I feel like you definitely.
I think the other thing too is I'm just nice to everybody,
Cheers, like,
so
no,
everyone's
it's
nice to me.
me. It's
Well,
me.
no, I'm saying like I don't know if
No,
I would
you
say I
are
was popular.
you're friendly.
I'm friendly to everybody, so everybody's friendly to me, type thing.
Yeah, it's very rare for you to have anything with anyone. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about specifically about this episode or anything you wanted to bring up?
No, it's funny because we started it this way, but in terms of like celebrating a birthday, this is probably the first time I'm doing something for my birthday, and not that it's anything crazy, but
What are you doing?
playing golf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, what are you doing?
Because you
Really,
like made it seem like you had like a whole plan. I mean,
I do.
that's a
I'm playing golf twice.
that's a fun day. Yeah, are you going to 2 places in one day? Jesus Christ,
Yep.
you're gonna be sore as fuck the next day,
Starting, I'm gonna be driving in a golf cart and drinking. I'm not.
and you're gonna be fucked up by the end of the day.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know what's going on.
Face is gonna come to light.
No. I don't really drink vodka anymore. No vodka. Now it's tequila and like bourbon and stuff.
So now you have cabeza. No, what's face in Spanish? Cabeza's head.
Yeah,
Cara. So you're gonna be cara.
I was gonna say you can't ask me that verbiage because I don't know. I have no idea. But no, I'm not doing anything too crazy. But
So what are the two? Are you going to Crystal Lake and somewhere else?
Crystal Lake in the afternoon, going to Connecticut National in the morning, which is a nicer course. Yep, 7:30 a.m.
Have you played there before?
Mm-hmm. It's a nice course. I like it.
How far is it?
25 minutes.
Okay, it's not far at all.
No, it's not too bad.
Okay, so what would be your dream golf course to play at? It's probably going to be Pebble Beach, but no, you said it was the one in Augusta where the Masters is, right?
Yeah, Augusta National.
Yeah.
But my life would have to go. Maybe that should be a life goal of mine. Getting a membership there, which you have to be voted in. So I'd have to do something. I think
you should get your dad. You should get your dad at Pebble Beach before you do that for yourself because you lost your chance.
Nah, life was full of opportunities. You never know. But yeah, no, I'm not doing anything crazy and you're gonna disagree with me here because you celebrate birthdays, and I just don't. I don't think my birthday's anything special. I've never felt that way. I still don't feel that way.
I just always saw birthdays as just like another year of life and like celebrating like, okay, I made it another year. Because I know so many people, like especially my age, who have not made it, who have died, who are in really shitty places and like they're just not, they're not where they think or where they want it to be. And I feel like I'm not fully where I want to be, but I am happy with how far I've come and where I am at this moment. Like I'm not disappointed in myself. And birthdays, I just see it as just like a celebration of life. And like, and you know me, I'm big on just celebrating things in general.
I'm really not. Not that I don't want to. I just don't really.
I don't want to have any regrets later on. And I want every birthday to be super special, especially the milestone ones. Yeah. Because I don't know. And they're fun memories. Like I have so many fun birthday memories that I like look back on and I'm just like, and the older you get, like the less you're going to be able to do those kinds of things that you did in your 20s or in your 30s, like in our 50s and 60s, we're not going to be able to like do a day in the city and do this and do that. We're going to be like, I just want to chill at home.
Yeah, but I think it's all relative, right? Every time you get a year older, every year of life, I feel like our interests change at least mildly. At least for me. I mean, I've always looked at my birthday as just another day where slightly more people talk to me because they all reach out and they say just a quick happy birthday, and I'm appreciative of it, right?
That used to be such a big thing, the Facebook birthdays.
People still do it, but I don't log into Facebook ever.
I know. I just remember that like your like popularity was based off of how many Facebook birthdays wishes you would get.
90% of the people on Facebook that wish me a happy birthday are on my friends list, but I don't really know who they are. It's like those people who I think every day wish somebody on their friends list like happy birthday, whether they know them or not. There's like certain people I think that just do that.
Yeah, they're just like, whatever, I'm gonna say happy birthday.
Yeah,
Okay, this is another good question. What has been your favorite birthday so far out of all your birthdays?
Oh, my
It could be like a childhood birthday too.
This isn't my favorite one, but this one's gonna make you laugh. And I think it's just kind of a funny story. And I don't remember why this was the case. When I was younger, I guess I should say I celebrated birthdays a little bit more because I think your parents would throw birthday parties, and then, all your friends from school would come over. So I guess those were a little bit more celebratory than as I get older. Now it's just like family gets together, you shoot the shit, you each have a piece of cake, and then that's it. But now there's one that I remember, and I don't ask because I don't know what possessed me to say this is what I want to do for my birthday. I had to have been like 8 or 9. Very, very young.
Okay,
I don't remember any of the details. So there was probably about me and 10 of my friends. And there was this place where you could rent a recording studio. Yeah, you heard that right. A recording studio. And it was like karaoke.
Have I never heard this story before?
No. Because I think it's so like cringy that I blocked it out, but I don't give a fuck anymore. So there was a recording studio, and you would all go into. There's like 10 of us, and there's microphones, and I had to like pre-pick out songs, like to sing like basically karaoke, and then they would record it, and then everyone got a CD of it.
Wait, do you have the CD still?
I don't know. I would have to.
Oh my god, we would have to go through the attic.
That thing.
That would be so. Honestly, tomorrow before you edit this, you should just go upstairs and try to see if you can find it, so we can put a little clip in here.
I don't have a CD. No computer comes with a CD drive anymore. How the hell am I going to do that?
Your mom definitely has a laptop sitting in her fucking office that has one. You could just download it and then send it to yourself. If there's a will, there's a way. Please. I really want to just hear it.
No, you don't. You want to know what it sounds like? It sounds like if you go into
what songs
were you singing? God, I don't remember the songs. I think they were all older though. Like songs that I think it was Slim Pickens from like songs that kids would know.
No 50 Cent songs.
I don't think so.
You were in your 50 Cent stage at this point. Oh my god, that's funny that you're wearing the shirt.
I thought that's why you said that.
No, I didn't even see the shirt.
I will say that was like the first CD that
I just know had. that and Confessions. You said that those two, that those.
I had Jay-Z's Black album as well. When I was like in 4th grade.
The fact that your mom allowed you to listen to that is the funniest thing. Not that like he was ever strict.
I don't think
like
she knew.
I'm sorry, let me crop out her name. Shit.
I don't think she knew what it was. I don't. Straight up, I don't.
She'd be like, okay, CD, listen to it.
But that was the. Yeah, maybe if I could go back and not do something, maybe that's.
Were they the explicit versions or were they
the CDs? No, but
still okay. So at least she had that.
Yeah, but you knew what they were saying. You knew what the swears were.
So it wasn't like the N word like going on and on and on and on.
Yeah, but they're not like replacing words. They're just like
I know
cuts out. Yeah. So they're saying something you're not supposed to be hearing. You can kind of piece it together. But then that's when the internet was getting hot, right? Around those times when I had those CDs, that's when you had things
and then
like
LimeWire started coming out.
It was before LimeWire. What was the one before? Was it Kazaa or whatever it was before LimeWire?
I'm not that old. I don't know. LimeWire was the only one that I dealt with.
Oh yeah. So yep.
And then we would turn the YouTube videos to MP3s since LimeWire.
You can still do that.
I know. That. Yeah. I used to do that when I started YouTube videos, so I could have those music, and then not thinking about copyright or anything like that. I was just like, fuck it.
Well, copyright only really matters if you're running ads on your videos, and if you're not having enough people view it, then it doesn't matter. Anyway, sorry.
Did you guys have fun doing the karaoke? And who was there?
Oh man.
Oh, you probably don't want to name names.
It's not even that I want to name names. So back then, if I was like 9, that means I was in I think I might have been in like 2nd or 3rd grade at the time. I think I might have been in 3rd grade. So I was still going to Catholic school. I went to Catholic school for a little while, from like preschool to 3rd grade. And I'm trying to think if I even know any of the kids. I know one of the kids still, but
okay. And then that you don't remember any songs. So you guys did karaoke style and they recorded. Yeah. That's a cool concept.
Yeah, and then I got the thing they gave me was like one of those like blow up guitars, and then they had all the kids sign it. So I don't know, that was like a thing. But yeah, no, the CD was atrocious. It just sounded like if you went to like a busy room and everyone was shouting all at the same time. Like that's what it just sounded like. Like just from like 8 different mics, everyone's just off key, not even on the same time line. Like all words are being said at the wrong time. It was like a whole thing.
Oh my God. I have another good question related to birthdays, because I know you're not doing like a party or anything like that. But a lot of people, when they turn 30, they do like theme parties usually. Like
maybe I will do one. Okay.
Like for me, I want to do like it's like a funeral to my 20s, like the death of my 20s, and I want like everyone to wear black. I want it to be like a very chic like funeral for my 20s going into my 30s. I've seen that so many times, like people with theme birthdays, and I think it looks so cute. So like if you were to do that, what would be your theme? For me, I feel like for you, I'm going to say what I guess for you.
All right.
But it would be like a cigar lounge, kind of like
that one's
whiskey,
more doable.
Like a whiskey bar, like cigar lounge vibe. And
I might still do that.
Everybody dresses like super like with like leather chair, like a cigar bar or something like that, but like a theme. You have like a signature drink, like a mezcal old fashioned or something, and then it would be like a really cool, like a very manly, masculine night.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that for 31 and not 30. I don't have the time right now because because I'm doing all this stuff on my birthday. But then the weekend of my birthday, I got a golf tournament that Saturday, and then I got to come home from the golf tournament and I got to shoot to a wedding. So it's like I don't have
whose wedding are you going to?
It's gonna be tough to explain because you've never met the person, so it's gonna be tough to explain. It's not in my. It's I don't want to name names, but yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you know later. I'll try to explain who it is. It was like a last second invite, so I was like, sick, I'm in.
Hey, look, if there's one thing, I will always be a +1. Even if it's with someone that I don't want to go with, I will go just for the wedding.
But I'll let you know this funny story pertaining to that wedding is I'm playing in a golf tournament that Saturday morning, tee off at 7 a.m., right? And after what we're having for food from the golf tournament is prime rib.
Mm.
So a couple weeks ago, this person reached out to me to invite me to their wedding. They didn't tell me what time it's at, where it's at, or what day it's on, but they just asked me what I wanted to eat and if I would come. And they offered chicken or prime rib. So I said prime rib, not knowing it's on the. So I asked my friend, I go, hey, yeah, he reached out to me, but he didn't tell me what day, what time. He goes, oh, sounds like them. Let me find the, when I get home from work, I'll send you a picture of the invitation. Sure enough, it's the same day as the golf tournament. So I'm going to have double prime rib that day. That's going to be a long day.
You can't change your answer to chicken now?
It is what it is at this point.
Hit them up. Be like, you know what? I realize I'm having prime rib already for lunch. Can I change it to chicken? Chicken's probably cheaper for them.
I mean, probably, but it's 9 days away.
Oh, how long ago did she ask you?
It wasn't she, it was he.
Oh, how long did he ask you? How long ago?
A couple weeks ago, but I didn't find out.
I'm concerned about your double prime rib.
I'm concerned too, honestly. That's gonna be a long ass day.
And it's only prime rib option for the golf tournament.
I believe so, yeah. I'm fucked, but it should be a fun day. It'll be a long day though.
It's gonna be a prime rib birthday.
Yeah, I might as well just wear prime rib at that. Yeah. I don't even remember what the heck were we talking about. Oh, you said theme party. What would I do?
Yeah.
Okay. I actually didn't even think about your answer, but I do like that a lot. And if I did do that, I would want everyone to dress up kind of like Mad Men style, right?
Yeah. Like kind
of like a suit, maybe casual. You don't need a tie or anything, but like the nice, boom, yeah, we're all feeling good type thing. That sounds like fun.
You feel good when you wear outfits like that too. You feel like
I might still be able to make that happen. But maybe I'll just make everyone go to a cigar bar instead. I didn't think about it, and that weekend got busy. And then once you kind of get like 2 weeks past your birthday, it's kind of like, it's already done. But if I did think about this ahead of time, I like your answer better than what mine.
Rick and Morty?
No.
Rick and Morty 30?
No. I would have done a themed party. No, I don't know if I'd be able to get anybody to
Star Wars.
No. What am I, 6? Let me answer the question. You had your chance to guess what you thought it was going to be, and you were wrong. You were right, but wrong.
Okay. Okay, go. Get to the point.
I don't know if I'd be able to get everybody on board with this, but have everyone pick a thing out of a hat, and it's a character to a movie, and you have to stay in character the whole time at this
What the
party
actual fuck?
because it'd be fun as fuck.
That is the weird. I was not expecting that at all. That's not
But
even a theme. That's
yeah, it
just.
is.
I mean, I guess.
It's just fun.
What characters would you pick?
Oh, I wouldn't pick them. They would just be in a hat. You'd have to get whatever you want.
No, I'm saying like, what? But what would be the characters that are in the hat?
So, it'd have to be something that everybody universally knows, so they're not like, "Who the fuck is
like
this?"
Donald Duck or like.
What are we doing cartoons for? No, like iconic movies, like. And would this be a birthday party? No, maybe this is just a party in general. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. So when my friends and I get together, and it's very rare that we all get together at someone's house and for an extended period of time, like we're there like all day or something, we're drinking and whatnot. We all love to do improv. Like we think it's fun as fuck.
Oh my god, like a comedy night improv vibe.
So like we'll just start writing suggestions and throwing them in, and then we'll all just be sitting in a room with drinks and be like, all right, you two are up, and then they just start acting out a scene with the whatever they pull out of the hat, and it's hilarious. It's probably not funny to anyone but us because
it's like Quiplash for you guys too. Like it's like that would be a cool theme party, a Quiplash theme party.
How would you theme it though?
Because so you would just take what the game looks like the aesthetic, and have that be like, because I like to decorate, so I would decorate it that theme, and then you would just do like, I would do almost like a like almost how you do like beer Olympics and shit. It's like Olympics, like who wins kind of thing.
Gotcha.
I feel like that'd be cool.
But yeah, we like to do improv, so like I think just the fact that we like acting that out, it'd be really fun with the type of, my friends, with the type of personalities in our friend group. If they had a character and they actually stuck to being that character, I think it'd be kind of funny.
They would find it funny. Their sense of humor, they would have
we would all find it funny. Like to you, it sounds weird, but I'm thinking about like not.
It sounds so stupid.
Not to like the outside perspective, but to like the people in it. Like it would be a blast. Would we ever do that? No. Would I ever go through the trouble of planning that? No. But if you asked me if I had to theme something and it would go perfect, that'd be hilarious. No, actually, it would be what you said originally, because I didn't think about that. When you said if you had to do a theme party, I tried to think of the most outlandish thing I could possibly do, and that was what came to mind.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's how my brain works. I'm like, how outlandish can I get with this? Here we go.
So how do we want to wrap this up? Like, do you want to talk about anything to end the end? I was going to say vlog. End the podcast.
The vlog.
I'm vlogging here.
I mean, I don't know if there's anything specific that I have in mind that I want to say. I'm just grateful for my perspective that I've gained on life in general. And I think anyone out there, especially if you're younger, even if you're older, just understand that you're on your own journey, right? Life is constantly having ups and downs. And I would say one of the biggest takeaways I've had through 30 years of life is we're all striving towards something. And whatever we're striving towards, sometimes we're trying to push ourselves so hard because we want things to happen super fast. And the reality is, no matter how hard you work, things aren't going to happen super fast. And I would also challenge everyone to reevaluate what it is that you're working towards. And what I mean by that is, I've been in a situation before, or plenty of situations, where I have goals that are crazy ambitious. And I think we forget that whatever the goal is, whatever we achieve, it's not like once we achieve it, we're done. We all want to have that multi-million-dollar business, or some of us want to be the popular influencer that has all the money and all the fame and all these things. But we never stop to think about what the trade-offs are, what comes along with it. And it's like, we only think about life in terms of what we don't have. We never think about life in terms of what we do have. We're always trying to make more money. We're always trying to level up. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because I'm the same way. I'm always trying to make more money. I'm always trying to level up. But I think we need to challenge our thinking in terms of the reason why we're going after those things. I thought about it recently, and I'm definitely guilty of this. And I feel like this is a problem that plagues a lot of people, is sometimes we want to get to a point where we're striving for the thing that makes more money versus the thing that will make us happy. And we think that once we arrive at that, and once we have that money, or we build a successful business, that life gets easier or that our problems disappear. And I think as human beings, the one thing that we're always trying to escape is problems. But the one thing that's constant in everyone's life, and that'll never go away, is problems. There's no lifestyle that you can live that's going to eliminate that. There's no amount of money, there's no amount of success that you can achieve that's ever going to eliminate problems. Problems are going to be ever present. The thing that we're really after is getting better at solving our problems, learning how to solve our problems. Because here's the fact: the more successful, the more money, the more problems. It's just the way it is. They're just
more money, more problems.
It's just you hit a different level. Now you have to solve a different level of problems. And I think we all see it as when we achieve this thing that we're after, it's going to equal less problems, less stress, and more joy. But there's nothing you can achieve that's going to say, okay, I've made it, now I'm done. If anything, the more you achieve, the harder you have to work. I've been in a place before where I want to work so hard to get to a point because I feel like once I hit that point, I won't have to work as hard. Like I'll be like, all right, I'm good now, I can coast, which is nothing sustainable. If you had to work hard to get it, you have to work hard to keep it. You have to work harder to keep it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is one of the biggest things that I've learned is just trust life. Don't push yourself too hard. It's good to be ambitious. It's good to work hard towards things that you want, but really sit and think about what you want and why you want it. And ask, is it for you or is it for everybody else?
And that was Jared's moment.
It's just one of those things.
No, I think everything that you said, I think is spot on. It's spot on, and it's a really good way to kind of cap up your 20s and really internalize that and reflect on that and see how you're going to move forward and how you're going to learn from your past mistakes. And, I think that it's going to be a really nice journey. I think your 30s, you're already going to be off to a great start already based on the plans that you got for yourself in the next year. So
yeah, I've got goals. I got things that I'm working towards.
Yeah.
And I'm more excited than I thought I would be. I'll put it at that,
That's a good thing.
And I'll say this, it's not so much a birthday thing, but, I think between the last year or so, I don't want to say I went through an identity crisis, but I went through this thing where I felt like I was disconnected from myself. There was things that I was working towards that I kind of abandoned, not because I wanted to, but because I felt lost. And I think that that's part of the process. I think that that's okay. And I finally feel like I'm in a place where I'm reconnecting with that. And it makes me excited for my 30s because that's the time where I'm going to, really implement all these things that I've learned. Not to say that I know it all or anything of that nature, but there's still a lot. There's always a lot to learn. You never stop learning. You never stop growing. But no, mentally and just where I'm at in life, I feel like I'm in a really good place, and I'm finally putting all my energy into myself. I've always been such a people pleaser, a yes man to a lot of things, and I feel like I sacrificed a lot of me for that. So no, definitely learned a lot in my 20s. I'm grateful for all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly. I feel like there's no good without the bad or the ugly. So it's all necessary.
I think that this is a great place to wrap up the podcast. Now I'm very excited for my birthday and my birthday episode. It's nice because our birthdays are only within a few weeks of each other.
I thought you were talking about, no, they're exactly a month apart.
Yeah.
Exactly 4 weeks apart, actually.
Exactly.
They are.
But again, we don't want to end every podcast like saying thank you and thank you and thank you, but we really do appreciate it. You know what to do. We don't got to explain it.
Yep.
For everyone that's been listening and been consistent, we appreciate you. And we got some fun stuff coming up. I have some great ideas for upcoming episodes, and they're only going to get better. So just come along for the ride, people.
Yep. We appreciate everybody. And, this has been more than a blast to record and to put out. So obviously we're going to stick to it and keep doing it. So all we ask is that you keep listening.
All right. That's a wrap.
That is
30, 30, flirty, and thriving.
Yeah. May 17th. This will be out before my actual birthday, but May 17th.
Conversations with my ex, yes, it had to end. Dated for 5 years, now we really good friends. Conversations with my ex, talking love and life. The dating